everybody. Kathleen's getting married.
I'm getting married.
To a boy, not that that matters, but his name's Adam.
His name's Adam. I don't know.
How long have you known him?
Well, we've been dating for like 4 years. I think I've known him for about 4 years.
That's the right time.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know when the right time is, but I can't call him I don't like the word fiance. I feel embarrassed saying that.
Yeah, fiance, we need to think of an English word for what that is.
Yeah,
he's my, there's got to be like a short form of husband. You know what I mean? Like, he's my huz.
He's my huz.
Like you get the band, after your husband or huz.
We're getting the band together.
Yeah, we're getting, because fiance just sounds really fucking stupid.
I hate it. It sounds stupid.
Especially if you don't get married quickly. Like,
no.
4 years of fiance, look out.
That's weird too. Like, as soon as I got engaged, I'm like, that weekend, I'm like, oh, found my venue. This is what I'm gonna wear. Yeah,
you did right away.
As soon
as he popped the question, you were like, okay, we need to fucking figure out what kind of plates we're using.
Yeah, seriously. Like, I hired a wedding planner to do the day.
No, you did?
Do the day of setup.
Okay.
Everybody that I've talked to, no, but everyone I've talked to, whether they spend a ton of money or barely any money, they say get a day of because they just do everything.
Did I already open mine?
I thought you did. This one was mine. It was next to my purse.
Did you open yours, Jim?
I thought I did.
Uh-oh. We're all high.
God.
We've all had our temperature taken.
I thought I had a sip. So here, take the fresh one. Because that way, if anything happens.
Okay.
Because now that one, that's clean.
That one's totally clean.
That one's got to be clean because it hasn't been opened yet.
Yeah, well, we took our thermometer at the casino this weekend. Every time we walk in, they
You took a thermometer?
Yes, I requested a rectal. They went to go give me. You're not getting my temperature that easy.
You're not pointing that at my face. Put it right up my ass. Turkey style. Here's the thing I brought from home, and I know when chicken's done.
Stick it in if it pops. Get me out of here.
Get me out of here. Well, what was your temperature?
Like 34, whatever it's supposed to be.
Oh, okay. Mine that's low. It's quite low. Mine was, what's funny is I felt good about myself because I did a show at Young's in Edmonton with, what's his name, Brent Ayton.
Okay.
And his temperature was higher than mine, and it made me feel good about myself. That's how easily.
You're a temperature elitist?
I shouldn't be better at anything than Brent Ayton. Like, he's younger, he's funnier, he's in better shape.
Yeah.
And just having a lower temperature than him made me feel like, fuck him. Who's he think he is? Old 97.3, old K-Rock over there.
Oh, yeah, what is it? Oh, I guess I was doing degrees
97,
Celsius.
Yeah, he was 97.3 and I was like a 95. And I don't even know if 95 is better than 97.3, but it made me feel better to be lower than him at anything.
Well, it's because you come from a golfer's mind. Because you want your numbers
and
low.
weight.
Yeah,
right? That's what you're like upset.
You want a lower weight.
Yeah, a lower temperature weight. So in terms of temperature, I'm skinnier than Brent.
So when you have a fever, you're just bloated.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to be hot and fat.
No, nobody does.
One or the other.
I've been there before, and it's not fun.
But we did like a party. You threw a fun party. You had a dog's party.
Yeah, it was in the backyard, so it was safe.
For Eugene.
For everyone. And
who gives a shit if it was safe? You know what I mean? There wasn't a lot of social distancing after a while. It's hard to get drunk and maintain that distance.
But everybody was sitting in their little chairs. Nobody was.
Yeah.
I mean, you and Nick were making out in the corridor.
We were making love thinking about Uncle Tim Coslow.
Yeah, I'm really, really, really good friends with the comedian's son, Tim Coslow's son. Yeah. And it's weird.
Well, it's fun because when you know a comedian,
yeah.
You're like, oh, there's that bundle of weird. But then you meet a person who was supposed to be taken care of by that bundle of fucking neuroses.
Yeah.
And you're like, good God.
Oh my God. How was
turkey dinner with that guy? My goodness.
Nick does listen to this podcast.
Because the biggest thing with comedians is generally narcissists.
All comedians are narcissists at some level. Some of them are painfully awful, and some of them, you have to be a bit of a narcissist to be like, no, let me get on stage, and you can listen to me talk for this long.
I don't really have any of that, except I do have, like, I remember, I was like 20, I can't remember, I think it was in university. and I was just talking to these girls that were in the same class as me, and they were like, they were talking about like, oh well, Sean's he's pretty serious. These other two guys are hilarious, and I remember being like, are you fucking crazy? Like so I had this thing. I obviously had this thing.
Yeah, you have a tinge of narcissism. You have to have some level of it, even if it's the most minuscule.
Just like competitiveness, I guess.
And just not thinking you can still be a narcissist and like think that you suck.
So yeah, I mean, whenever you meet somebody who was supposed to be raised by a narcissist, you're like, look out. Yeah. I wonder how that was.
His mom is amazing. Like she's the most fun lady ever.
She'd have to be.
Yeah, you're right. She'd have to be pretty fun to put up.
Nick seemed like a good guy.
He is like one of my favorite. If it was Tim humans.
Kozlow and Tina Kozlow, and they were quite similar in their behavior.
Oh, like a girl? If Nick was a girl?
No, I'm just saying, like, you wouldn't be friends with Nick if Nick's mom was like Tim. You know? If the couple that produced Nick was like, you would be like, I can't be friends with that guy. He's fucking crazy. The reason he turned out pretty well is because he had like one rock.
Yeah, his mother was a major rock.
Yeah, she had to be.
She had to be, you're right.
Big old rock.
You're right.
Because Tim's dinghy was all over the place. She had to be an anchor, you know?
What did you guys talk about though? Like at one point, me and his girlfriend Alyssa, we like looked over, we're like, it's the cutest thing ever. They've been talking for hours.
Well, I was telling them like Tim stories, but even you forget like he like it's like I guess he is a talented guy. Like when you're in comedy, you're just used to making fun of everybody and thinking everybody's garbage. Yeah. And then you stop and think, and you're like, wait a minute, like he was an artist. Yeah. He could draw, he could play guitar, he could sing, he could tell jokes. Like that is a pretty arty person. Yeah. That is a pretty creative person. But we're just so used to being like, oh, fucking everybody's brutal.
Yeah, but I honestly don't. The thing is, like, Tim Kozlow wasn't brutal. He was like, crowds fucking loved him. Oh, yeah. They loved him. Like, people would be like, do you know who Tim Kozlow? Like, he was like a total entertainer and stuff, and it was just like.
Oh, he was like I would describe him as like a humbling machine. Yeah. Where you'd be like, oh, I'm going to go up there and do some new comedy about new things in my new life, and you'd like get about a 6 or 7 out of 10. Yeah. And then Tim would be like, oh, let's kick it old school. Hit it, Frank. And then fucking 10 out of 10. Yeah. Everybody's going bananas. High energy. And you're like, oh, that younger table, they're not going to think Tim's any good. And boom, they're killing it. They're dying. Yeah. Laughing. And you're like, oh, okay, I get, I'm not doing so great now.
That is like a totally, did you call it a humbler?
He is a humbler.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Like, if you think about it, it's like the most successful comics are just like, not the comics that are like, I don't know how to say this without sounding like an asshole. They're just like the most entertaining ones. Like, they're the most like high energy, silly, weird, and like.
And that's what it's supposed like for the average person. They're like, I want to forget my problems. Mm-hmm. For a while. Yeah. And then Kathleen and Sean come along and like, well, you forgot about these 10 problems. Yeah. I'll give you a bigger list of problems.
We got some problems, boy.
I'm not going to make you forget about them. I'm going to remind you of those and then add to the list. Problems you forgot you had. So, and then we're like, I wonder why they don't laugh as hard. Well, because you're supposed to take them to a place that's funnier, not down a fucking well of despair with a couple punchlines.
Yeah, and I blame the time we got into comedy. It was like sad people comedy time.
It was a sad time.
It was like Dave Attell, Mitch. That's when we started. There was like sad comics, so that was why we're all sad. Like, because those are the people we came up with. But now there's like, who are the comics coming up with now?
Yeah, now it's like, the Kevin Harts and the Chris D'Elias and the people that are like, hey, I'm having a good time and follow me on Instagram.
Yeah.
I guess it's sort of like a pre-social media time too. Yeah. Where comedians weren't like, we had nothing to push. There was no internet. You couldn't like post. So because you can't post sets. We did have MySpace.
We did have MySpace. That's where I discovered Dane Cook.
He was fun.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's another comic that you're like, I mean, I don't know what his financial system is now because he had a big problem with his somethings.
His brother, yeah.
Yeah, his brother.
His brother stole a bunch of money. Jesus. Which is kind of fun, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of just a fun story. And now you'd watch Dane Cook's next Netflix special.
Yeah.
Because yeah. Like, I wonder if that's coming up.
It's gonna come.
Well,
someone's writing it for him.
His brother. His other brother.
What if that's what it was? What if his brother was his ghostwriter?
It was all
and he was just the puppet and he was the puppet master.
Or maybe he's faking the brother thing so that everybody's like, oh, he's the underdog again. Instead of the big guy who everybody just hated for a while.
Yeah, that was like 2004.
So where are you getting married? Is there any...
We're getting married in a town called Fort Langley.
Fort Langley. Is it good?
It's like a little, like, you know those movie of the weeks on W?
Of course. Don't belittle me, Kathleen. Often as I scroll through my Shaw guide, I'll see W and go, oh, fucking, what the hell? Let's see what's cooking on Dub. On the Dub.
Do you follow it up with a little slice?
Oh yeah, I'll go slice sometimes and just see who's putting what kind of blanket on what kind of couch.
Oh my god. Of course you. Oh, you know Hallmark Channel.
Yeah.
Those
Christian,
movies.
Yeah,
like,
those ones.
We Found Love at Christmas. Like all those are filmed in and around there.
Oh really?
It's like
cool.
it's like the cutest little town ever.
Yeah.
And it's just like
How many people can you invite? Is there a maximum? Is there a cap?
To have so the capacity of seated is 180, and then the capacity not seated is 200. So we'll probably just invite a lot of the family and stuff to the dinner.
I think you should invite 200 and then have 20 specifically who cannot come in.
Oh, I'm sorry, we oversold this wedding.
Or just be like, sorry, only the top 180 make it.
Yes. How well do you know Kathleen?
You should be in the top. You're in the top 200, which is nice. But you're not in the top 180. I'm so sorry.
That would be such a Kathleen McGee move to over-invite and then have a door guy be like, sorry, you're not on the list.
It doesn't look like you made it.
Just invite all my enemies.
What do you fucking mean?
I'm going to invite all my enemies. So now if you get an invitation, are you an enemy or are you not?
Or make money off of them. You can be like, sorry, you're not on the free list.
But we'll take the card.
But
we'll take the wedding gift.
$50 a ticket for an extra two. What the fuck?
Oh my god.
Where is Kathleen?
Yeah, I'm gonna charge cover at my wedding.
Yeah. Like, I need to speak to Kathleen. No, she's busy.
She's busy.
It's her wedding day, babe.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of fun. So you get 180 people crammed into there. Is there going to be any hard decisions? Like, because if I had to pick 180 people to come to my wedding, I would run out of people at about 46.
Well,
I'd get to about 46 people and I'd be like, who in the fuck can we use to fill that gym up? I'd have to hire actors to come and pretend they cared.
Well, Adam's family alone is like 90-something. His family, and then we had all the kids we were going to invite on the guest list, and then I'm like, oh god, that's 30. That's 30 kids. So I'm like, we're still inviting kids, but we're making a kid room in the basement. Or on the main floor, so we're gonna get a big screen TV and pizza and stuff for the kids, so that because I don't want someone to not come because they can't bring their kids.
Right.
And then I've had friends that have been saying, well, we're just gonna get a sitter, but yeah, but I'm still gonna do it because I know my nephew will be there and his nieces and nephews, but I'm I have 30. That's 30 people I can't invite, and that's not happening.
Oh my god, you had to make considerations for children. You had to be like,
everybody
we'll put them
does
downstairs.
Oh,
That's great. 180 people. I can't think of 180 people.
Well,
I'm just saying how much more popular you are than me. The fact that you're like, oh my god, 180, well, these children can't be on that ticker.
Yeah.
Put them somewhere else. Because they can't be on my 180 list.
They're not on the A list, they're on the B list.
And do you have any weird seating arrangements? Have you set it up for drama?
No, I don't even know how it works yet.
Set it up for drama.
What do you mean set it up for drama?
People who are divorced.
Yes, seat them together.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
That's the fucking best way to do it. Look.
And then just be like, I thought it was good between you guys.
And well, just get on stage and grab the mic and go, this wedding is about reconnection. I feel like a lot of people let love die. I'm here to resuscitate
as a second wife myself. I'm a second wife.
I'm about reconnecting people who seem to have lost their way in love.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then let them fucking hate you all night for it. That would be sweet. Just because you know all their beefs, you know who they hate. Please don't put me with blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Boom, you're with her.
Yeah.
There you go. Same table, right next to each other.
Yeah, because it's a wedding and people, for some reason, they really obey those seating charts.
And you know what would be really funny is if you had like people that hated each other next, and then just had one plate in the middle of them. Like, I'm sorry. And then just put 2 meals on one plate.
And then just share it.
Share a plate. Really go far with it.
Oh my god.
Sorry, what were you going to say about guest
I just
list?
think it's like funny that like people at weddings like deathly obey that seating list. Like if like you're like, oh, I wanted to sit with so-and-so. I guess I'll go over this predetermined table.
I know. And then when we go to a funeral, you sit anywhere.
Oh, you know what I'm going to do?
Funeral, you sit anywhere.
You know what I'm going to do?
Sit anywhere at a funeral. Weddings is all fucking mapped up.
I'm just going to throw all the names into a bowl and so people just have to sit with everyone that they don't know.
I think you should do
That's actually the smartest thing ever because then people would have fun.
It should be a raffle. Yeah, some kind of raffle, like one of those big things, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. And then I'm going to pull 5 out. Becky, Ricky, Steve, Bill, and Frank. You're at table 1. And you eat last. Oh, I hate eating last. You got to answer a couple of funny questions. We're going to do a little trivia to see who eats first. Like, fuck you.
We're doing a pig roast.
Sorry, I shouldn't be yelling that loud. I'm in a senior, I'm in a retirement community. Yes. I'm yelling right in a condo board members. Jim's a condo board member.
Jim is a condo board member. You're going to love that for about 2 meetings, and then you're going to be like, I'm not doing this.
Actually, he's the wheelchairman of the board.
You are going to be the wheelchairman of the board.
Because that fucking, think about how old the chairman of this board is.
Oh, yeah, I bet you're like, Jim, can you be secretary? We can't ride anymore.
I used to ride tanks, now I have my own oxygen tank. You know who I would have been in World War II? I would have been fucking right behind the tank. That's where.
Right behind.
Whenever I see like a war movie, I'm like, why aren't they just behind the tank?
Because they're not cowards like you, Sean.
I would just be like, go, go, go. Like I would yell, go, go, go a lot, but I would just be behind the tank. And then if anybody spotted me, I'd be like, go, 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 like, as if I was about to fucking do something crazy. But I would just be behind the tank, and I'd just be like, I would peek out, like, you know how loud the tires are?
Yeah.
I would just like quietly, and then just fire it. I would just make sure that when I went back to camp, I was like, poof. Well, man, did I fire a bunch of bullets. Like,
I lost all my bullets.
They'd look at my magazine and be like, well, he doesn't have any bullets left. But I would just fire most of them into the grass, into the sky. Sean, it's World War II. Knock off the warning shots. You know, cool it with the warning shots. We're trying to kill Nazis. Well, they deserve a bit of a heads up.
That's the fair thing to do. That's what we did when we were children.
But yeah, Jim lives with a lot of like old war heroes.
You do. My grandma is 94. We went to go visit her because you can go and visit her outside.
Yeah, which is better anyway.
Yeah. And grandma's like saying, well, no, it's nice.
I like how people are acting like, you know, the way that we have to visit seniors is a huge intrusion on their normal lives.
No, what?
Like, you stayed 15 minutes before COVID, you know what I mean? Like, let's knock it off with like, I can't see my grandmother, it's disheartening.
Oh, yeah, all those people that are,
You're outside the window, you wave, you're the Queen of England.
Yeah, and grandma doesn't want to, like, hang out with you either.
No, she doesn't.
She kept on saying, well, whenever you guys want to go, you can go.
Think about if you, like, spent most of your time in a chair, your brain was Swiss fucking cheese.
Yeah.
And a bunch of people come in like, you remember, Becky?
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't fucking remember, Becky.
I don't, yeah.
And they're like, well, okay, remember when we went to the thing? And you're like, quit saying you remember, because I don't fucking remember anything.
Yeah.
So you would hate lucid people coming and bothering you.
Yeah, that's true.
It would just be you, the old bitch you're fucking, and the Filipino nurse who like spends extra time on your nuts.
If you thought this out, Sean can't wait to be old.
She doesn't give you a quick junk scrub.
She gives it a jostle.
Yeah, she gives it a little jimmy. Yeah, she goes back and forth 3 times. She can buy her chocolates at Christmas.
She cleans right in her butthole. She cleans it. She just sweeps it in and out.
Oh yeah, she'll put a recorder cleaner right in your ass.
Oh, imagine if that's how we had to clean our butts. Speaking of clean butts, I got bidets.
You got bidets for days.
Yeah, I got bidets. They're just these little things that attach to your toilet.
I don't know. We've talked about that before, and
it squirts your butthole, and you're like, wow.
How thick is the stream?
It's thick.
It's thick.
It's like a 19-year-old's cum. But it's powerful and thick. Yeah.
And it just comes like that, like semen does? Like shot.
No, it's more of a steady stream.
Can I get the cum squirt bidet?
I think that's the lady setting.
Oh, gross.
No, but it's great. You just like, I cheaped out and I got the one that only has the cold temperature because you can't get ones that have warm, and because it is a shock to the anus.
It is a shock to your anus.
Just water shooting up.
It's not supposed to get this wet.
Yeah.
There's a part of your brain there is a part of everybody's brain that is set aside specifically somewhere in the hippocampus, the himcast, wherever the fuck it is. There's a little part of every human's brain that when something wet touches your ass, it signals run. You know what I mean? It's a fight or flight. So if I was on my fucking toilet and water hit my ass, I'd be in the shower in 1 second. I would shit spray into the shower. And my kids would come in and be like, Dad, what happened? I'd be like, I don't know, just something from the war. A memory from the war. Yeah, so like wet hitting my ass would hit me like a war memory. And then I would fucking pull down the shower curtain, shit right on the rug.
You don't do it while you're shitting. You do it after.
You don't do it mid-shit.
No.
Okay, I would do it pre,
It's
mid,
for
and
cleaning
post.
your butthole after you poop.
But I want to lube it up and then shit.
It's water. It's not lube. It's water.
I know, but
your butthole is basically one of those carnival games, where they squirt water into it.
Once you get used to a wet ass, you want it wet for everything. You know what I mean?
Then you dry it after.
That's why I'm worried about you in the bidet, because it's gonna like clean shit, and you're like,
but then you wipe it.
How could this lead to anything bad? How could water cleaning shit out of my ass lead to anything bad? And then you're gonna like get up and be like, my ass feels dry. Like one day you're just gonna be sitting in your living room and feel like, fuck, is my ass dry?
My ass is chapped.
Your ass is gonna be like your lips. Your ass is gonna be
chapped?
no, I'm just saying your ass is the new lips now, because you're gonna feel like your ass is chapped. And you're gonna pucker and oh geez Louise.
Just drink that water.
And then you'll go back to the bidet, and then one thing will happen. You'll go back to the bidet without needing to shit. And that's the day you know your life has fucking changed forever.
I did that today. I guess I didn't have to poop, but I wanted to try it out. So I just went and like
see?
And I went
it's a slippery slope, literally.
Well, I have to learn because there's this nozzle on the side that if the higher you turn it, the more pressure, and that's when you get painful cleans. That's like a laser beam into your butt.
Don't you have to use paper after anyway?
Well, you have to dry it.
It's just, I mean, come on. It's 2020.
Hey.
Aren't we supposed to be reducing our carbon footprint? Your carbon ass print is a fucking...
It's not electric.
Your carbon... Your carbon panty print is a fucking 2-meter long brown streak that you've left on the wall.
Oh my god.
Now you're like, do you use less toilet paper?
Yeah, a lot less.
Alright, so that's fair.
Yeah, you're saving money and the environment.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
I know. Whales are still jumping. There's enough water for whales to jump.
Yeah, they're fine.
That's all I fucking care about. Can whales still jump? No, there's not enough water for whales to jump.
Did you see that, like, now animals are getting, like, tangled up in those blue masks? Because people are just dropping them on the ground so that they get them tangled on their legs.
I think I talked about that in, like, a previous podcast where I'm like, that's how crazy humans are, is we're going to go nuts for these masks.
Yeah.
And then we're going to see landfills filled with masks. And we'll be like, how long does it take? What's the half-life on one of those?
Oh, that's about 80 generations.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Hope they fit seagulls.
Yeah.
So. Oh yeah, that's right. You're supposed to cut them.
Yeah, like the pop can things.
That's one of those ones where I heard it, it made sense, and I thought to myself, I will not be doing that.
Why?
I just thought, like, I don't have scissors on me when I'm removing my mask. I barely remember to put my mask on.
You don't have your pocket scissors with you at all times?
I
Like every war hero?
Scissors. You're not supposed to run with them? Like every fucking behind the tank hero. Who's that guy that just pops up once in a while?
That's Scissors Lacombe.
Don't run with scissors. Don't run with a gun.
Oh my god.
No, I wouldn't run into a building. When you watch a war movie and they have to like go into a room, not knowing who's in there, but knowing that there are people in the building that want to kill them, I'd never be able to do that. Would you be able to do that?
No, I would not be able to do war.
I think you could.
No,
I think
would
you're tougher
not.
than you. Your wet ass and your big arms, you'd be able to fucking...
My wet ass? My wet ass.
You'd be able to party. But you had a good party. Your party was fun.
It was fun,
because it was
wasn't
Eugene turned 4.
Yeah.
And it was an engagement party.
Yeah, it turned into an engagement.
There was a ton of Popeye's chicken. And you have fun neighbors.
I've got fun fucking neighbors.
Your neighbors are fun.
They are party people.
I don't think I've ever, like in the afternoon, looked over a fence and seen people sleeping on grass. That was weird. Like just seeing humans sleeping on grass. Yeah. It'd be like at any given time in your neighbor's yard, there was like a little lean-to in the corner where everybody just kind of sat and smoked whatever.
Yeah.
And then once in a while, you just see 2 people laying down on the grass in the yard.
Oh my God.
With a house next to it. You're like,
I mean, that happens at our place once a month.
Well, I was thinking, like, that's the difference between Edmonton and the suburbs.
Yeah.
Like, in the suburbs, your neighbor situation would not exist.
Really?
No, because people would be calling the police every hour.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah. Like, if there was people doing drugs and falling asleep in the yard, and you knew that they didn't have... So that any given time, I know there's 2 people here that don't have access to the house. They have access to the yard, but they can't get in the house to sleep. They have to sleep out here. So that's kind of... people would be like, something's going on over there. The police need to come immediately.
Yeah, Adam and I are just... I think we're too nice. I don't know. We're chill.
You guys are just super chill.
Yeah, we're like, as long as you don't hurt us, we won't hurt you. And like, you know...
And that deal's fine until the night you get hurt.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, you want to hear 3...
You broke the covenant.
3 incidents. First one, I would come home and there's a guy stabbed on their lawn. And then...
Fair enough. Did that happen?
That did happen.
Okay.
Then the next time this happens, I was having a shower and I heard screaming, but I thought, well, that's them. They just party. Like I heard screaming. I didn't hear what they were saying. So I was having a shower.
Girl scream, boy scream.
A boy scream.
Okay, so it's not an emergency.
So then I was like,
I wasn't misogynist.
Oh,
I was saying like a girl scream is like
more
people
alarming.
stop showering.
Yeah, that's true.
If I heard a girl scream, I'd be like, I'm turning the shower off and I'm drying off and I'm getting clothed fully and then I'm gonna go out there and see what's happening. But if it was a boy scream, I'd be like, what the fuck's that about? Yeah. I don't want to get involved in a boy scream situation.
I was just getting ready and I heard the lady on my front steps calling 911. I'm like, what the fuck? And so I go down, not fully dressed, like just in a shirt and like wet hair. And I come out and there's this like dude passing out on my front steps. I thought he was having an overdose because I didn't see any blood. Mm-hmm. Even when they cut his shirt off, he had a wound, but there was no blood.
Really?
It was so fucking weird.
You don't really know how you're going to react to a stabbing until there's wounds, you know? I don't know what kind of stab. I think I'd be a bleeder.
Well, I think most people would be bleeders.
I like to think
maybe my neighbors are vampires.
Could be. Because he wasn't bleeding.
I didn't see it. I saw like a little bit of blood, but it was mostly like this big pink wound.
And where did he get stabbed?
I saw one in the abdomen, but then apparently he got stabbed 7 times. So then I called my friend whose house it is, because I'm like, you're going to see your house on the news tonight, just so you know, because I was leaving to go to work and I saw CTV there. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sakes.
See, it's always Graham Neal.
Graham Neal! I'm going to have Graham Neal on this show, and we are going to settle this beef. CTV is always on the beat.
CTV's cutbacks are so deep that their entertainment reporter
it's now their crime
stab
reporter.
Hits. Hey Graham, we need you to go to the Fringe Festival at 9. And then there's a stabbing by Nate. Take Donovan working with you. Do a little improv sketch.
That'd be so funny with
do a little reenactment.
Interviewing the police at the crime one.
So apparently you got stabbed earlier.
You'd be like,
have any shows this weekend? I'm sure that he'd love to do that.
Oh my god.
And Graham's really good at his job, but you can just, like, when you watch him, you're just like, he's done, like, he is bored as fuck.
Oh, yeah. I've even been interviewed by him, and he's like, he turns
I
it
don't
on.
want to do this. Yeah, like,
anyway.
Hey, we're back.
But I think anybody that has to be super nice and like that all the time has got to have like a couple.
And you got to be on all the time.
Yeah.
And you got to be like chipper, and also everybody knows you.
Yeah.
Which is the worst. Because imagine if it was like, you know, Graham Neal, like, you know, we forget that these people hear that. Like, imagine just walking down the street, and someone's like, Kathleen McGee.
Yeah.
Seen ya. Huh. Ruined the supper. And you're just like, what? Like, what the fuck? You know, like, like I'm not on during supper. I PVR.
You have to be on all the time because if you have one bad day and you have one bad interaction, then that person forever, someone will be like, oh, Graham Neal. Oh, I got a story about Graham Neal.
Oh, I met Graham Neal.
He was mean to me
I
one
seen
day.
him at the airport.
Because then I have that prejudice against Mike Sobel. Because when I was younger, I worked at this restaurant called Badass Jack's. And there was like...
Was he a weatherman?
He was a weatherman on Global or ITV or whatever. And he also hosted High Q. You went to Fort Saskatchewan. I don't know if you ever had a High Q team.
We probably did. I wasn't on it. That's for sure.
He was the High Q host, and he was like the weather.
I remember High Q.
Yeah.
It was just weird to see nerds with confidence.
Kids squish. Yeah, they were just like these cool.
Confident,
and they
cool.
At our school they had like High Q shirts and High Q jackets.
Oh my fucking god!
I totally went to a dark school.
And now it's High Qing on.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, I'm very smart and I know everything.
Oh my god! But
Biden's the devil.
Biden is the devil.
I remember High Q. Yeah, it was like the nerd. Like was like, he's the cool dude.
Yeah.
Like for a minute.
And my school, because it was junior high, my school won a lot. I never was on that team. I never could even, they didn't even invite me to audition.
No. They didn't even let you drive in there.
No. They did not.
Hey, can we get Kathleen to drive the smart people to the fucking...
I got to go to the school that I went to because it was like a good school, and I got to go there because I lived across the field from it, and they had to let me go there. Like, me and Jana both. So the reason why me and Jana, this is why we're best friends, because we're just these dumb girls in a sea of smart children.
What was the name of the school?
Crestwood.
Oh, yeah. Well, it wasn't like... Was it all smart kids or just rich kids?
It was an academic, but it was an academic-focused school that didn't help me.
I think the disconnect there would have been like most of these Crestwood losers are like, wealthy. Oh, a lot of them. So it's like tutors and like so their kids are smart, but they're smart because they have they had a lot of money behind them. Yeah. So rich kids, they tend to go one way or the other. Either they're fucking insufferable and they're terrible academically. Or, all that money throws them into like, I get honors that. Yeah. My dad's a dentist, and if I don't get into the dental thing, then they're going to fucking disown me. Oh, yeah. Right. So you were the two girls there that were like, my dad's not a dentist. My dad's not a dentist. My dad's mom's not a lawyer. I'm just a girl. They lucked out on a neighborhood. Same thing for me. Like, my parents weren't, there was no like, sense of if you're not successful then that's a failure. It was like, what if do what you want, please don't kill yourself. Like, well, he's alive, he's still alive. Like to them, me not killing myself when I was 19 was as good as getting into like a science program at the end of it. They're like, well, he's alive. Good for you, and you did that before your friends graduated. So. And he would like go to parties with other parents and be like, well, you heard Sean's still alive. He didn't kill himself. Nope, he's alive. So we're pretty proud. Your son graduated in medical school. We're really proud. He's not dead. Thought he'd be dead. A lot of people said he'd die. There were a lot of people that lost bets. A lot of people figured he'd die. By his own hand. But here he is. Too cowardly to pull the trigger. No. But Mike Sobel, right. Mike Sobel. Mike Sobel. You met him at Badass I worked at Badass Jack's and he came. You did? Yeah. Okay. I was a rap artist. Not like a rap artist. But you know what I mean. I flipped food in a pan and put it in a tortilla. Could you rap? I was a very good rapper. I was a very good rapper. Fuck. You want to have a rapping contest? Let's have a rap battle. We should. We'll just sit here. No, we're gonna come back with chicken and spinach and some veggies, and we're gonna fucking lay out You're gonna have 6 wraps right here, filled with ingredients. And we're gonna fucking see who completes it quicker and whose wraps you'd rather eat. And Jim's gonna be the judge. It's gonna be a fucking badass rap battle.
Best rap battle of all time.
No, we're actually doing it.
Oh my god, we're gonna have a rap battle.
I worked at McDonald's and I made those breakfast burritos.
Oh yeah, that you're really.
And I fucking made.
But your cheese isn't gonna glue it shut.
What?
Your cheese isn't gonna glue it shut.
Oh, I don't need no fucking cheese glue,
well,
bitch.
you worked at McDonald's and that's how they keep it together.
I don't need your fucking cheese glue.
I know this because whenever I get those breakfast burritos, I spread them open and put the salsa inside.
Oh, put it on the outside.
No, I like it
You don't
inside.
have to open it just because
I have to open it.
To prove you're so good at rapping. To show everybody, oh look, I'm gonna re-rap a fucking... Like, so you're the kind of person who's like, it's Christmas Eve, I'm gonna open all these and show you how fucking good it is.
Yeah, that's my diss track.
Your diss track. I'm gonna open your Christmas present. You're fucking... That's insane. Like, you think you... That'll be interesting to do a rap battle. Right here.
I've always wanted. No one's ever invited me to a rap battle.
It's the only thing my wife will be like, here, you rap them. Like, she'll make the food or whatever.
Oh, I want to know your technique, but I don't want to share it now. We probably have the same technique.
We have a very similar. There's not too many ways to rap a rap. I mean, do you do one side open like an idiot?
No, I'm not a fucking idiot. Do I look like a fucking idiot?
Okay.
Do I look like I make McDonald's breakfast sandwiches?
No.
Because they don't close those burritos.
The breakfast burritos?
I don't think
the ones that I made back in the day, back in the 90s, when
That'd
the
be
wraps
just like
were
one
good.
little.
Well, we had to, because we would like pre-make them.
Now I'm gonna go get those after this show. I want them so bad.
We would pre-make them, and then you'd be like, Sean, you're on whatever breakfast or whatever. So then I would have to wrap like 500 to last from 6 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Oh, they're not all made fresh?
No, they're not all made fresh. they come out of separate buckets. And so I put a little bit of the bucket on here, a little bit of the bucket on there, and then I wrap 500 of them, and then put them in the cooler, and then heat them up as needed.
Oh, you heat them up. Okay, well, so that is, I get it.
But no, I mean, yeah, I was the rap king. So we're gonna fucking get this on.
Yeah, but I'm like, Badass Jack was like a bunch of shit, and they were big.
What about rolling joints? Are you good at that?
No, terrible. We can't have a roll off.
No, I couldn't. I had a friend named Davis, and he could just roll one like a cigarette while driving.
Yeah.
It was the most insane, weird. And it wasn't a useless skill, because we got high off of it all the time. But he'd be driving like 80 kilometers an hour down the road, and I'd see him lick something, and I'm like, "What are you?" And he's like, "I just rolled a joint. Here, light that up." And then it's like a fucking cylinder in my hand, and I'm like, "How the fuck did you roll this?"
I get Jim to be my artisan joint dealer. I mean, joint roller.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll give him weed, or he'll buy me weed, and then I'll pay him for it, and he'll roll it for me.
Oh, Jim, yeah, because the Empress is.
I know. The Empress is gone.
That's crazy.
That was like my favorite bar in the city because it was just a great bar to drink in.
Was it just like normal COVID shit, or?
I think they had a rent disagreement or something as well. I don't know the full details. Like, it just was kind of like, it just wasn't worth it for them to stay alive because they weren't really making much. So
Fort Langley. You probably don't want to say the dates on the podcast.
I mean,
we have 60 people per episode. That's someone who listens.
Yeah, they might stalk this wedding. You
know what's funny is I had one person that I talked to. They're like, "Yeah, your podcast is pretty good, but it's like too long." And I'm like, "Well, that's kind of on you."
Who said that?
Just some guy I know. It was like, "Yeah, your podcast is good, but it's just too long." And I'm like,
"Oh, that's not get too long for you."
And I don't mean like. I just mean like.
Can't handle a big long podcast.
Oh, you can't. You get a tummy ache from fucking 53 minutes. But I just thought, like, that's not on me.
No.
That's on them.
Yeah, they can make it go faster, too.
You can just shut it off.
You can shut it off, or you can make it go faster.
If it's a 60-minute podcast, and at 38 minutes you lose interest, that's when you shut it off. You don't listen to the other 22. Like, what's wrong with these people? Quit talking. No, you quit.
How do I make these people stop talking?
Oh, yeah. Any button on my screen.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But your wedding's gonna be fun. How were you proposed to? Was it romantic?
It was awkward.
Oh, it was?
It was romantic in its awkward way, which was good. Because, like, he picked me up from work, And then I had tacos, and I was like, let's go and eat these tacos. And he's like, I have to show you something at the legislature.
And then you were
first.
like, oh, I just have to unwrap these tacos and rewrap them.
And rewrap them because they ended wrong.
Just to fucking show you.
Joke's on you, they don't even
So
wrap.
I picked you up from work, and you were like, why are we going to the legislature?
Yeah, he's like, I gotta show you
Did you
something
smell
at the
a rat
legislature.
immediately?
No, not really. He's like, we're going to the legislature, I have to show you something. I'm like, what do you have to show me at the legislature? I want to go eat these tacos. So we go there, and then he parks. I'm like, we're parking? Like, I thought you were just going to point at something.
You can't do a drive-by
and we were going to go home and eat tacos. So then he's like, yeah, I got to show you something. Oh my God.
You thought there was something at the ledge he needed to show you that he could just go 40 kilometers an hour and go, there you go, there's that railing I've been talking about.
I was hoping.
What the hell could he have shown you at the ledge on a drive-by?
I don't know, I was hoping for
See,
something.
told you they have new windows. That's hilarious. So you were angry that you had to go to the ledge, then you were angry that you had to get out of the fucking car.
Because I had fish tacos and those don't stay long.
They don't last forever. No,
they don't last long.
Yeah, it's not like you can just they're actually gross.
Yeah,
2 hours later.
them. Yeah. And so then we go and he starts walking and we get out of the car and he has pit stains from here to his waist. And I was like,
oh, you installed the bidet wrong.
Which is funny because when Adam showed me how it worked, I was in Calgary and he was FaceTiming me and he's like, look how powerful. He stood in front of it and was like, ah.
Oh God.
Oh my God. But
so
yeah.
it could be like a water fountain too.
Ew.
It is.
Maybe for the dogs. I'd love for the dogs.
Yeah.
What if the dogs figured out how to do it?
A badog.
A badog.
Where they just kind of, get a little rinse going. Brush your own fucking teeth, mutt. So you had to stop at the ledge. What part, where did he take you?
You know where that big concrete courtyard is?
Mm-hmm.
That goes, you have to walk to get to the fountainy area. So we were walking in there, and then he goes, so I'm going to ask you to marry me, but I know you don't want me to make it a spectacle, so where should I do it? I was like, what? And he's like, and then I was like, on the grass, and the concrete's too hard. And then he went to
That's kind of fun. So his opening line was, let's ruin the surprise. And
yeah. He totally ruined the surprise. It was
I'm going to ruin the surprise and we'll do this later. Let's go home, eat tacos.
Yeah.
And I'll pop the question.
Yeah.
You had to lead him somewhere that you wanted to be.
Well, I just put him on some grass. I wasn't going to make him kneel on concrete.
Oh, so he did do the whole kneel.
Oh, yeah.
That's cute.
Yeah. And then a little Filipino family watched. It was kind of cute. They were like, they loved it. They were clapping. It was cute. But yeah, that was very nice. And then he said, this was the nicest thing. He said, maybe it's because I'm a petty bitch. He's like, anyone that has not asked you this yet is a fucking idiot. I'm like, you're right.
What was wrong with those
people
guys?
People are dumb as fuck.
Those guys on Tinder are fucked.
I tried to marry 8 of them.
Why didn't my Tinder dates ask me to marry them? No, but you were in some long-term ones before that. Sort of. You've been a bit of a...
I had 2 4-year ones. I had maybe 2 or 3-year one. And
yeah.
Yeah. And then...
That's pretty cool. So then, so did you say yes right away, or?
I don't remember how it went.
You don't remember after that?
I remember him asking me, and I know I said yes, but I don't know when I said it. Yes.
That's pretty cool. And then you guys had you're like, oh my God. And then, how long did you sit on it?
For a couple days, because I wanted to tell Jana to her face, because she's gonna be my maid of honor. So cool. She was coming to the party, because I didn't want to be like, hey, come over, I have something to tell you. She would know immediately, because Adam said I told them I was gonna be doing it, but I just didn't tell them when. And then, so she came to the party and she's like, I gave her a wine glass that said maid of honor, and she unwrapped it and screamed and jumped up and down. Her boobs, I think, fell out of her tube.
Oh my God.
Something like that happened. But it was so, she was way more excited than me. It was amazing.
Well, I think I talked to you about it that day where you were feeling bad because everybody else was way more excited than you, but you can only be that excited so many times.
And I am so excited. I'm just jumping up and down, screaming.
You can't be shocked that you're getting married 5 days after you found out.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I'm getting married.
I'll wake up every morning. Oh my God!
Yeah, I think it's actually a good sign for your future relationship.
Yeah.
It isn't, if you were waking up 5 days later and be like, oh my God, I'm getting married.
Everything's going to change.
It would be awful.
Yeah, no.
It would mean that you were scared. You'd
yes.
be like, oh my God, I am getting married. What the fuck?
Yeah, no, I'm excited. excited. I'm having fun. I'm gonna have balloons and candy. I'm not gonna have very many flowers because I think flowers are a waste of money.
Are they really?
But balloons aren't.
You should have a bunch of masks. Or is it gonna be that'll be fun too. Like
I've
a
literally
mask wedding.
like a mask.
You'll have to have like a beautiful lady mask.
I don't want it to be COVID. I don't want it to be COVID.
Oh, I hope so. I fucking hope.
Oh my
that
God.
You have to wear a wedding mask.
I talked to this one wedding planner.
Can we take it off for the kiss? No, I'm sorry.
Sorry,
we
cannot.
Take it off.
No lip-on-lip contact in 2021. We made that rule on January 1st.
You may now pour hand sanitizer on the bride.
Yeah, watch them on January 21st. I'll be like, just to be safe, no contact with other humans for this entire year.
Right.
Great.
And then you'll be like, oh my God, what kind of mask am I going to wear for my wedding? You have to flip through fucking magazine pages.
You have to have vagina and penis masks.
Gross, really?
Well, if you can't touch other people.
And you've saved yourself for marriage, correct?
Absolutely.
So
I've saved my butthole for marriage.
My ass for
That's
marriage.
what I did. I saved my ass for marriage.
And now you got a bidet.
I saved it, but...
Saved my ass for marriage.
I wasn't going to save my pussy, but I saved my ass. Wouldn't that be a nicer gift, though? Because most men don't ever get anal. So if, like...
Yeah.
So instead of like, here, you get to fuck me in my pussy first, you're like, no, what would you rather be? The pussy virgin taker or the ass virgin taker?
I don't know. I mean...
Have you been both?
While we're down here, let's do both. You know what I mean?
Which is what they're doing nowadays.
We went through all the trouble of taking our clothes off.
I love that I feel like I'm superior because I've saved my ass virginity over those Christian girls that have saved their pussy virginity.
Oh, fucking dumb Christians.
Because those girls are taking it in the ass and you know they are.
Oh, yeah.
That's called technical virgin.
They're basically just Googling hymen reconstruction surgery.
No, they just take it in the butt.
Do they really?
Well, yeah.
Why not just get a hymen reconstruction like a normal lady?
Because you're saving money on this. You don't have to get it reconstructed.
It's
what do you think of
like,
hymen reconstruction is? You know what it is?
It's just pussy Botox.
It's just a red balloon. So that when it pops, there you go. You pop it and the liquid all comes out.
So when your dad asks,
don't I make the first time so fucking romantic?
You know what I think about how many girls what a disgusting thing that was. Like, I don't know, we better check her hymen. Like, like there was literally people getting married. Like, is she a virgin though? Let's check it out.
And can you feel it?
Doctors could be like, no, that's why.
Doctors, male doctors, no,
it's not there.
No, she's not a virgin.
No, it ain't
no,
there.
let me check again.
Think about how many girls in that position scooched forward to try to get the doctor to put the finger in their ass.
Ah!
They're like, is she still a virgin? Whoop, zip, there we go.
Is she ever?
Oh boy, pretty firm in here. Looks like she is, Frank. Thank God, she's still.
Oh my God! I just want to let it be known though I'm not an ass virgin. Like I don't want people to think
you're not some prude.
I have given it as a gift a few times. You guys. It's true. It is a gift.
You just don't like titty fucking. That's your thing. That's your bugaboo. That's your pet peeve.
My bugaboo. I just think it's dumb. I think it's very pointless for girls.
Yeah.
Guys that like to titty fuck for sure do not give orgasms. Because they don't care if she's feeling good or not. Because titty fucking is just this, oh yeah, and then girls are like, I love it. No, you fucking don't.
You met girls that are like, no, I do like it.
Yes, and they're like, oh, it's great. I'm like, why is it great? Like,
well, you're just selfish.
Well, I mean, I guess everyone has their own thing.
You're selfish in bed, Kathleen.
I am.
I don't say that.
I am selfish in bed, actually. And you know what? I don't care.
I don't give a fuck.
It's my turn to be selfish. I feel so bad for the men of this generation because they're just getting it. Like, they never thought they'd be the ones that the feminists finally won for. And then they'd have to be like, oh, I don't get dinner for me all the time.
I guess traditional marriage is over.
I guess she's not changing her name. And
so
all these poor guys that poor guys, but it's gotta be hard for you white guys.
It's not easy.
It's gotta be real hard.
It's so fucking hard.
I'm very sorry for your strife.
It hasn't been easy.
Yeah.
We have meetings, we all get together.
I'm not changing my name.
We sit around, it's pretty tough out there, hey guys? There should be AA meetings for white straight males where they get together and just air their grievances.
Just be like, listen, I was trying to help some feminists the other day, and then they told me that I was being an asshole and telling them what to do, and I don't know what to do anymore.
They said my bumper sticker was toxic.
It's just this like place where white men can go and cry.
Yeah, and let it all out. Talk to each other.
Yeah, because no one else wants to hear.
Air our minute grievances.
Yeah.
Yeah, because nobody else will listen.
But you know what? You guys have had it good for so long. Of course it's going to be hard to adjust.
I've been alive 400 years, Kathleen, and it's been great.
You're a vampire too.
Only the last 42.
Is everybody a vampire? Like, what is going on? Did COVID turn people into vampires?
How long? Would you want to live forever?
No. Not unless I was a vampire and I stayed good looking the whole time.
Wouldn't that be crazy if you just got super old and crazy and you just shriveled into
a raisin?
But you still have Botox? You're just getting Botox all the time?
I got Botox today.
Okay.
I did. It's not supposed to work for a few days, but it's in here. I don't know.
It's all up in there.
Hopefully it works because it was too much money. When I paid for it, I was like, what? I thought it was way less than this.
So it's cosmetic?
No, it's not covered by Alberta Health.
Not considered.
You think oil country of all countries would have Botox on the list.
I would have thought Alberta.
Botox and silicone.
I would have thought Alberta there would be like a nudge, wink, wink agreement where you go to your doctor and you're like, sometimes I get my wrinkles caught on my door. And they're like, oh fuck, that is a medical consideration.
Yeah,
because they do that with like moles. If you're like, I got this mole I'd like to get cut off. They're like, does it cause problems? And you're like, nope. And they're like, does it cause problems? And then you're like, sometimes I can't go to the water slides. And they're like, done.
Yeah, I bet you they're only for elite.
Yeah, so the elite of the elite would get told.
See, I've been dabbling in this idea that if I became a dictator, it would be so great. Like, it
wouldn't be great.
It would be so fun. Like,
You'd be like, fucking every man who doesn't give a woman an orgasm once a year off with their heads. Murder them.
No, I would just put them to work in the fields. I would kill them.
You can't make your wife.
I would never kill them.
You just have to work.
They gotta work harder. They gotta get stronger.
Oh, you like pulling weeds, Frank? No? Well, then get down there and eat her.
I love that you think the main thing as a dictator would be like woman's orgasm, which I mean that would be a
top 10.
Top 10 for me. It would be.
It'd be part of your fucking strategy.
Yeah.
Like women need to come more. The world would be better if women were in charge and they came all the time.
It would be.
And if women didn't make their man come, who gives a shit? It's about time for them to get them blue balls back.
Finally.
Men don't finish. That would be the Kathleen world.
Men
don't get to
That's
finish.
not true because I love when men finish. That's one of my favorite things.
And make their weird noises. Oof, oof.
Yeah.
Kentucky.
That's my favorite.
Kentucky bluegrass. Whoa, Nelly. You're like a guy who tries to like, whoa, look out. Look out, it's about to blow. Back away from my penis, Kathleen. She's gonna blow.
Oh my god.
I feel like somebody makes a big deal out of it.
Yeah, I'm like a real showman.
You're like a real seaman showman. Somebody who really does a little song and dance.
Yeah, I really want to be entertained.
They've got a little cane and some tap shoes.
I just had to go through whatever I just went through. At least I can just.
I put in a lot of work. If I can get some pom-poms.
Get some pom-poms.
Oh!
I was talking about Botox at my friend's house, and then this one guy's like, "Oh, I had some Botox put in my lower extremities," and I was.
Pardon me?
Yes.
That's what you'd have to say to that.
No, that's what most people would say.
I had wrinkly knees and I hated it.
I said it was like.
See my patellar tendon.
Do your balls look like pool balls?
Yeah, and what did he say?
He's like, no, in my legs,
You don't need leg Botox, do you? What do you have wrong with his fucking legs?
I know. I think he had like a medical issue with it, but.
Oh, so Botox can be used for medical things?
I'm pretty sure that's what it was first used for.
Really? Okay.
I think his muscles tighten, and Botox is a muscle relaxer for your brain. So my
So that's
forehead.
What's gonna happen to you is you're gonna relax.
Oh, my forehead's on opioids right now.
Well,
my forehead's on opioids for the next 6 to 8 months.
It's tricky though. It is tricky doing like that.
I just wanted to see, and if I think it's a big change, then I might do it again. But like, if I'm like, I just spent that much money and I don't see any.
Because sometimes I see pictures of women that I know.
And they look way too big.
And you're like, you look 52 and not coping with it. Like you just look like you're. There's like aging. People say aging gracefully. But what it really means is like when I see a bunch of Botox, I just see a woman who is so frightened to die that like she like has to, you know what I mean?
I don't think it's about dying. I think it's about just getting
vanity,
older.
like pure vanity.
Absolutely. Women are like, because our whole lives we're told our looks are our most important asset. By the owner of Freedman's. And then by the time we get old and we start getting less good looking and less desirable and our husbands leave us for a younger version, like that's, of course women are going to be terrified to get a wrinkle.
Now you're the younger version.
I am. I'm the second wife and I'm older than him. I'm just a baby bride.
Just a baby bride.
It's so funny though, because I'm like almost 40 and everyone's like, is this your first? Like no one's like, congratulations. It's like, is this your first or sixth?
So how many guys have you been through?
Yeah, it was
pretty
funny.
First marriage. Isn't it great because you get to feel like a brand new thing?
Everybody keeps saying that, a brand new thing.
It's a brand new thing, marriage. It's going to be totally different. You and Adam you'll just shake hands and go to sleep in different rooms.
Oh, we'll do that then?
Good evening, husband. Good evening, wife.
Purely for tax purposes.
I believe I'm going to retire for the evening. Well, have a good sleep.
Shut up, that's awesome.
See you at 8:30.
Do you sleep in the same room?
Well, because of snoring, I don't.
Yeah, Adam doesn't sleep in the same room always because of snoring as well. And I love it.
Yeah, it's nice to be alone, right?
Well, I don't know, maybe not. I would like it, like...
You guys have a conjugal visit trailer in your backyard?
Yeah, it's in the backyard.
That'd be great if you just had like a fuck room in your yard.
Yeah, we don't want to soil the mattresses.
Why do you guys have a shed with a bed in it? Like, oh, this is...
That's the fuck shed.
Yeah, that's the fuck shed. You just got a fucking queen-size bed and a lawnmower.
He knows I'm in the mood when I jingle the padlock key.
Alright, well, it's after bedtime. How long have you been talking?
I don't know.
Like 56?
Oh,
56 minutes.
That's way too fucking long. Okay, so where does this thing... So now we're doing this.
This is a set for life.
We have a set for life.
You do always get the good ones.
Yes.
Well,
it's because I'm independently wealthy.
I forgot about that. Hopefully we are independently wealthy next month.
All you women, independent. Did you like that song when it came out?
Of course.
Fucking rights.
Well, wouldn't you?
Okay, well that's not there.
There it is. There's that sweet barcode action. Barcode.
All right. Drum roll, please. Start your bidets.
Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, start your bidets for a non-winning ticket.
Fuck you. It's super
set for life. We were supposed to be super set for life.
For life.
Do you have 50-50 tickets for the Oilers thing?
Fuck. No, I didn't.
I didn't get any either.
God damn it.
We're fucked.
I'd be a bad rich person anyway.
Well, no. Why would you be bad?
I don't know.
Oh, Adam's dad's calling.
Adam's dad's calling. Your father-in-law.
They're the cutest. I'm so excited they're going to be mom and dad.
You have to change that name to father-in-law.
Father-in-law.
He's no longer Bill Lampman. He's Papa.
I want to call him Daddy-in-law.
That doesn't need to be sexual.
No.
But
I should not have said that. That's all.
Daddy-in-law.
I hope Adam's listening
to this. Who's your father-in-law?
That's my daddy-in-law. Oh, is that
He's my daddy. He's my sugar daddy-in-law.
We were getting my dad gave me a minivan a few years ago, and I took it to BC and got it. I was getting it registered at this dealership, and it was this like woman. I think she was Thai, and she was so funny because I said, okay, so my dad gave me this car, so I just need to I was just explaining how I got it and stuff, and then she said, and then we're paying for the insurance. So then she's like, so your daddy gave you the car and your daddy is paying the insurance.
Oh, your daddy?
So your daddy is paying for insurance? Or the car? I can't remember. Fuck, I'm fucking this up. I'm too high. But anyway, long story short, I said to her, no. My dad gave me the car. My daddy is paying for the insurance. And I pointed to Adam.
Thank God you didn't ruin that joke.
I fucked that up bad.
You almost ruined it.
But
you pulled it over the finish line.
I didn't do it too well. I'm not a good joke teller. I'm not a very good joke teller.
None of us are.
Not like a street joke teller. I'm not good at it.
I'm not good at I just point at people and go, what did you do for a living?
And call them the Seven Dwarfs.
And then I go, you stupid fucking idiot.
You should, that should be your new persona. Just like shitting on people in the crowd. They'll love it.
I do it all the time.
There's going to be a resurgence of mean comedy because it's gotten too nice for too long. And I'm going to invite white straight men and their haters, and I'm going to roast the white straight men.
It would be way braver to roast non-whites.
But I don't want to be brave.
It's about bravery, Kathleen. Nobody's listening to this part of the podcast.
No,
we
it's
should just
too long.
keep talking until every single person isn't listening anymore. I know it's not like radio.
It'd be like a radio contest. Whoever stays listening the longest wins a Ford Fiesta.
Yeah, we should talk for 9 hours and at the end go, okay.
That's
we're
what
giving
we
away
need to
a
do.
car to you.
That's what we need to do for publicity stuff. We need to get like a car dealership to donate us a car that we can give away.
Or you know how they used to
To
have
a
like
listener.
secret songs on albums?
Yeah.
We could just have like this be
A secret
1
podcast.
hour
And then a big long
like
space.
just like a big long space. So like when you're listening to it, you're like, I know you can fast forward.
And then we would tell everyone who shot JFK and no one would know.
Yeah. At
No
the
one
9
would.
hour and 13 minute mark, we just be like, there was a second shooter and his name was, and then you win the Ford Fiesta.
Yeah.
That would be a super.
We need a Ford Fiesta, and that's going to be how people are going to find out about this podcast. We're going to do a publicity
But
stunt.
next time we're definitely doing a rap battle.
We're doing a rap battle. I cannot wait.
Absolutely.
I can't wait.
I can't wait to out rap you.
Fuck you.
You're going to be practicing.
You're going down.
I don't need to practice.
You're
I will
going
not
down.
practice until next week.
You
No
think
practicing.
I need to
That should be the
practice?
rule. You fucking better practice, bitch.
Please. Does having a burrito night mean practice?
Yeah.
Like, I can't have a burrito night.
No. You gotta refrain and sustain.
This is worse than the masturbation contest.